Hi everyone, I'm Eleni Karitzis, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you how I record student data using OneNote. Now in the previous video you will have seen that I shared with you how I set up this assessment notebook in OneNote, and this one I'll actually be going through and showing you student work examples and what the data looks like. So here you can see I'm just on the students section. Now the student profiles I explained a little bit in the previous video, but I'm going to go through it further now. So this is an overview into each individual student within my class and goals and learning outcomes I want to achieve with them. So I also add information about the specific student, their reading, writing, spelling, maths, work habits, social, emotional, and the goals. I also like to include any handover notes, any specific information that I have on this student, and I also add my parent meeting notes in here directly on this page. I find this just helps organize everything and gives me that snapshot overview of everything on this child. Now I'm going to click into the mathematics section and show you what you can do with data in maths. So here you can see I've got a section on assessment. Now this assessment I have just imported a PAT assessment data. So this is in Excel, and you can see I have embedded that directly into OneNote, which makes it really easy to see your class overview and what it is they can do. But the great thing is you can actually edit it directly within OneNote, which I find really handy and really easy to do. Now I like to analyze my data in a bit of depth, and you'll see under this I've got the pages for each student. Now I take screenshots of their results and what questions they actually got wrong. So this helps me set achievable learning goals specific to each individual student and gives me that overview right there within assessment. Now in mathematics, I break it up into each unit. So for place value, I like this overview page to give an insight of the whole class. So this helps me with my groupings as well as knowing what my students can do and can't do. So here you can see I just put my list of students on the left hand side, and I put the curriculum learning outcomes along the top. Now this is for year 3, so I spread out each learning outcome here, but for year 4 learning outcomes and year 2, I group them together. Now this just helps me keep track of those students who are working a bit below or above, and also how I can support them. Now I use the to-do checklist button up here that you'll find at the top. So I just add these to the table, and then I can simply just click on it. And I can also add notes specifically to that learning outcome or overall how they're traveling in this area. Now I find this helpful when it comes to report writing, parent meetings, or just knowing my students and grouping them in the classroom. But if, for instance, when it does come to report writing, and I'm not sure what I actually meant by one of the comments I've written here, I then can click on each student and see their work examples. So to get my student work here, I simply use the Office Lens app, and this just takes a photo and sends it directly to OneNote, which makes it really handy in having all of my student data and student work examples in one place. Now I'll just show you as well what it looks like in data. So as well, you just copy the curriculum out and then add your progress and your notes as needed. Now, obviously, maths and English are very different. So in English, what I do is I actually take snapshots of their writing. So again, I use the Office Lens app. I take a snapshot of both their writing and their assessment rubric. Now, I know sometimes, particularly with writing, you put it in a safe place in your classroom, and then when you need to find it, you can't seem to find where you've put it. So I find by taking photos of my student work and putting it directly into OneNote, it helps me have everything in one place, as well as rubrics, comments, and everything there. This is really great as well in parent-teacher interviews. You can actually pull up student writing and show the parents directly what it is that they need to work on, or you can work on together to support their child, which makes it really easy. Now you can expand this as far or as little as you like, depending on the data and what you teach. But I also, as I teach primary age students, on that beginning page where I have that list of students, I also add different notes or notices that the students have returned, and I just make notes here, or parents who can come on excursions. I just like to have everything in one place. So not only does this become my assessment for data notebook, but it also becomes all those little bits of data that we have and information notes that we have everywhere, and especially even awards. So if your school's like mine, where we give out weekly awards, I am terrible at remembering who I gave the award to and what it was for. So I found just adding an awards page into the notebook, I could actually track this, and it helped me a lot. So hopefully this video gives you an insight of ways you can analyze and track student data within OneNote, and just reach out if you have any questions. Thanks.